Hey, good day, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Andrew's Life. On this video, I will be driving through the south side of Terre, Haute, Indiana. This is the other side of the city where you will also find a lot of low price houses. And I would say the cost of housing on this side of town is the same as the north end of town. Now, for anyone that knows better in terms of the housing prices here in Terre Haute, feel free to leave a comment below. I'm just going by what I've seen on the MLS and also what I'm seeing as I drive through the city. Well, people, I gotta say, there's certain areas on this side of town that look pretty good. I would have to say on this side of town, depending on what area you choose to reside, your housing prices could be a bit steep. I mean, this is still all the south side of Terre Haute. See, at first I thought the south side was like the north end, but the more I drive around here on the south end, I notice there's certain areas on the south end that do resemble the north end, and there's other parts of the south end that have slightly more affluent communities. I mean, nothing fancy necessarily, just a little more affluent than what you'll see on the north end. So I guess when it comes to housing, depending on what you're looking for and how much money you have for housing, I mean, there appears to be a variety of housing setups on this side of town. I mean, where I was at a couple of minutes ago, a lot of the houses were older and closer in together. Around here, a lot of the houses, I mean, they're not new, but a lot of the houses around here, well, they're older too. I mean, from what I'm able to see, it seems like you have a mixture of neighborhoods that have older homes, and then you got certain areas around here where you have smaller houses that may have been built in the 60s and 70s. So it seems on this side of town, depending on what type of housing you're looking for and such, you know, you'll just have to drive around this side of town and get a feel of what's what and find what you're looking for. Like around here, the house I just drove by with the red SUV in the driveway, that house looks a little newer than the majority of these other houses. I mean, here on the south end of Terre Haute, from what I'm able to see, it appears that the higher you go in the street numbers, the better the community. And with that, the more expensive the house. Now, once again, anybody that knows Terre Haute, feel free to leave a comment below and enlighten all of us about the housing situation here in Terre Haute. But from what I'm able to see, the higher street numbers, like the street numbers that are in the 20s and higher, the neighborhoods around here seem to be a little better than if I were to go lower in the street numbers. So for those of you that earn, what did it say, for those of you that make 50 grand a year or better, and you're looking for some relatively affordable housing in a relatively clean and kept up community, where at least the majority of the people take care of their yard and maintain their houses, you might want to come here to the south end of Terre Haute, Indiana, and check it out. Now, I'm not talking bad about the north end of Terre Haute. It's just that the north end of Terre Haute appears to be the poor section of the city, which, as I told you on many videos I made, there is absolutely nothing wrong with living on the poor section of town. But I also understand that there's some of you out here who might be watching this video that you don't desire to live on the poor section of town. So for those of you that do not want to live on the poor section of town, like I just got done saying, you know, come here to the south side of Terre Haute and check it out. I don't think you'll be disappointed. Looks like a cul-de-sac here with a bunch of newer houses. Yeah, these houses are newer. So for those of you wanting to buy a new home, you know, here's a cul-de-sac. I'm not sure what these houses are going for off the top of my head, but right now I am on Farrington Street, Farrington, and this cul-de-sac I just got done driving through is on the corner of Farrington and South 29th here in Terre Haute, Indiana. So if you're wanting to buy a newer home, then you might want to come check those houses out. Like I said, I'm not 100%. I'm not sure what they're going for. I mean, given the size of the houses, if I had to take a wild guess, I would assume that they're probably going for at least 150 grand. Once again, anyone out here that's watching this video that might know, leave a comment below. Yeah, just like I was saying a minute ago, it seems like the higher you go on the street numbers here on the south end of Terre Haute, the better the community. So, I guess just as a side note for you people that are watching my videos, that are watching these videos that I made about that I'm making about Terre Haute, Indiana. If you're wanting to live in Terre Haute, just bear in mind that when it comes to the south end of the city, the side of town I'm currently driving on right now, the higher the street number, the better the community. Now, I would say that if you go in the 20s on up, a lot of your communities are gonna be more and more better. They're gonna be more and more fluent, to put it nicely. Now around here is where you get into houses that are selling for $2, $3, $4, and even $500,000. And I'll probably do another video of this side of town, just showing you guys what I mean by the street numbers. I'll probably do one more video of this side of town, just to show you guys what I'm talking about. But yeah, just bear in mind, the lower you go in the street number, the lower your housing prices are typically going to be. Because the lower you go in the street numbers, the lower grade the community is going to be. this area right here, I would say the average house around here is going for at least a couple of $100 grand. So for those of you that got a little bit of money and you're looking to buy a house in a relatively affordable city with a very affordable housing market, come here to Terre, Haute. You know, come over here to the south end of the city and check it out. I don't think you'll be disappointed. And for those of you that are on a tighter budget, I mean, check out my video that I made at North Terre Haute. And I'm gonna probably do a South Terre Haute Part 2 video. So if you see that video, check that video out as well. For those of you that are on a tighter budget. Now here's some houses that are older that some of you that are on a tighter budget might be able to grab up for around 40 to 50 grand or so. That might be in moving condition, or if it needs work, it's not going to need too much work. So on the south end of town, whether you're looking to buy something newer in a somewhat more upscale community, or you're on a budget and you're looking to buy something that's lower price and you don't mind doing a little bit of repairs to it here and there, I mean, come check out the south side of Terre Haute, Indiana. I mean, there's a variety of housing setups here on this side of town. I mean, you can buy a house on this side of town for as low as probably in the 20s, all the way up to over $500,000. So I'm going to end this video right here because I'm getting ready to cut off. Everybody have a good one.